Well guys, despite what I said in the last video, I don't know if it is possible for such a simple small engine to give you a headache, but I'm torn because I felt that I'm missing something, and last night I couldn't stop thinking about it, and I came to realize that I'm missing the when it comes to the tuning of this engine, I have to tune the fuel air mixture as I did, and the RPMs of the engine to the adjustment of the carburetor. I'm sorry, but I'm a bit confused and I still haven't figured it out. I think I am, but I'm not quite there yet. But anyway, so since this is a two-stroke engine, I've missed something very important, which is this engine lubricates all the internals of the engine, like the crankshaft, the piston, and everything that rotates, moves, and stuff like that through the fuel. There is oil added to the fuel in accordance with the consumption, the amount of fuel that goes into the engine and the revs. So it is essential for this bike to have enough oil to lubricate well, and then everything is gonna be running smoothly and the engine is gonna last. But I had all the faith in the world in this oil pump, because these type of bikes have additional oil pump that in accordance with the throttle response and the position of the throttle, they add oil to the engine, to the fuel, and therefore to the engine. But I thought this oil pump is gonna be just fine, and what I realized is that I changed the amount of fuel, but I had to adjust the oil levels as well. And when I tried to do that, I was thinking about the amount of smoke that I was seeing that comes out of the engine, because the two-stroke engines have significant amount of gray smoke coming through from the exhaust. This is distinctive because of obviously they burn the oil that goes into the engine. This is the technology behind them. So when you don't see this distinctive smoke coming in all the RPMs of the engine, from idling to the full amount of RPM that this engine can rev to, it is concerning. So I was seeing the smoke on the idle part. When the engine is idling, I'm seeing quite a bit of gray smoke, but when I rev the engine, the smoke was lacking. At least it was there in the first few seconds, and then the exhaust gases were so clean that you can't even see them. And that led me to think that there is something wrong with the oil pump. I tried to adjust it, but nothing happened. And now I'm gonna take this opportunity and I'm gonna just strip the system out the engine, and I don't want to risk it. And since I'm gonna be removing the system from the other one, I'm gonna do the same on this one as well, because I've made a little test, and now I'm gonna show you. This is the oil pump that I was telling you about, and I'm gonna get rid of this thing. So I've made a little test on this one. As you can see, this hose is disconnected from the carburetor. It goes in here. This is the in for this hose, but I disconnected it because I tried to see how much oil is gonna come through this and eventually go into the carburetor. And over here, so I've grabbed the light, and now I can show you this thing. I'm gonna place it like that, it can be visible from this angle. So this thing over here is for the oil pump, and from here it is possible to be adjusted the amount of oil that goes in the carburetor. And I tried to adjust this thing, but nothing happened, because I realized now, when I've tuned this thing and I've added more fuel, it is only logical to increase the amount of oil that the pump delivers to the carburetor. So when I tried that, nothing happens. And now I'm gonna start the engine, and I'm gonna show you that from this hose nothing actually comes out. And this is something that I'm gonna deal with now, because I wanna get this bike ready for test condition, because I haven't tested yet properly. I just you saw I made just one or two runs in front of the warehouse, and that was it. And I don't want to risk and damaging the engine, and I'm gonna just remove the seat again, and I'm gonna disconnect the reservoir for the oil, and I'm gonna just prepare my fuel mixture beforehand. That way I'm gonna be sure in the result. So let me give it a crank and show you the situation. First ignition, then crank. As you saw, there was almost no oil coming out. Actually, before this test, when I tried and tested this, there was no oil coming out at all, and I'm guessing that this oil pump lubricates just by accident when she wants to, and I believe this oil is not enough for this engine now when it is even bigger as capacity. So I'm gonna disassemble this and get rid of this system, and then I'm gonna start assembling the other one. So fingers crossed everything is gonna work out well and I'm gonna be able to test this properly. Since I'm tuning the engine and everything else, why not get rid of all the extra weight that I have in this case. This blinker over here, it was in my way. I don't need this. It is gonna be, the bike is gonna be for cross country anyway, and it won't be driven on public roads. So this is just getting in my way. The same thing on the other side. So I decided to get rid of this as well. It made the bike seem so ugly. I don't know. It is ugly by default, but this thing didn't help at all. And the other thing is that I actually don't need it. I don't mind getting dirt on my back anyway. So I think that the bike looks so much lighter and faster and cooler this way. This is more than enough. It looks perfect, and I'm gonna get rid of this. So as well I'm getting rid of this and the two blinkers. And now the only thing I have to do is add a bit of petrol that is mixed with oil, and then I'm gonna be ready for properly test this thing. But I'm gonna wait till the other one is ready as well, so I'm gonna make this a bit more interesting. So we are gonna compare them, how they run actually when they are put in the same conditions, the same engines and different wheel size. So let's get back to the other one now and finish that project as well.